of this area. CMS, we've kind of touched a little bit on that now, was the last event. John Russell, CNR Enterprises, you're having a new sort of big e-commerce site done at the moment.
Yes.
Trying to...
member of staff.
Is it?
I should have got a pound for every time they've asked that.
Yeah. You should just say yes and they'd all come to the shop, bring all the cars in for service and whatever.
Yeah.
The toolbox is real. That might not be the attraction. Aim of new site, improve your SEO and manage your parts better. You sell oodles of parts, there's lots of advanced kind of categories and filtering down and stuff to be looked at. So the current site was really struggling and not quite doing the job, is that right?
We couldn't alter it, that was the trouble.
Yeah.
We've got to get somebody to do all the alterations for us. So yes, we're having a new CMS system built at the minute by Paul Shaw, who gave part of the talk last time. And it's going okay, it's not finished yet. Have you got an example of it? Or?
No, I haven't got the new one. No, I haven't got the new one.
So I think it's going to make life a lot easier. We'll be able to alter the content and make sure that we've got all the right headers and tags and do it all. Because
you kind of resolved to eBay because you could easily put stuff on there. So one of the hopes is that you can shift some of the eBay sales back onto your own site.
Yeah.
John has a good idea, actually, you mentioned earlier, because he's having the new site done and he's asked them, can I have an import so I can just type the 100 products up, because it's all car parts. So there's lots and lots of different things, and then import them all in one go instead of manually typing in each one. And that's a very, very good question to ask if you're having these new sites done, because that will save hours.
Well, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah?
Why don't you give her an identity? Why don't she blog and have a character and you make out she's a real persona behind those parts of it?
Just a minute, what's that funny one?
We've actually we're taking her off the site altogether. So.
Her own site.
Yeah, she could have, but she probably already has her own site. Yeah. Hold fast. Malcolm's business here, which we've shown a couple of times before, having a brand new Magenta e-commerce site done, which is obviously an open source, so kind of the opposite of the bespoke route. So just in case anybody is contemplating the open source e-commerce route, Malcolm is the guy to talk to at the moment. Again, with the aim of increasing sale, more upselling, cross-selling, is that right?
That's totally right.
Yeah. Again, improve your SEO. And you have issues with the whole searching for products and the structuring of the data, so that's kind of one of the big challenges for you on the new one, isn't it?
Yeah, we have to work with experts in the field, really, and that's the only way to do it. It's like almost the database we're using at the moment is like turning from English to French, but allowing it to be able to also interpret German.
Yes.
That's the only way I can explain it. It's quite technical. I don't fully understand it, but that's why
structure of data sounds really, really boring, and it's very geeky and not what most people want to be interested in, but it makes a big difference. If you've got e-commerce site like that one, like the car parts, and like the beads guys, like currently you've got over 400 static pages, it's just impossible to maintain these things and manage them. So the structure of your data and how people search for it and for the cross-selling and the upselling, it makes a huge difference to get that initial foundation right on it. It might sound enormously boring and have no interest, and it might sound like a lot of money to have it sorted, but well worth getting right. I think the last one of the CMS ones is Mark Pateman's site. Again, showing because it's slightly different. Mark's running a radio station, and what he's doing at the moment is trying to move 8 separate domain sites into one Joomla site. And we'll sort of watch and see what happens and what goes on. You're at the moment looking at templates and trying to set it all up and having a little bit of a play. Yeah. Main aim is to make the radio station make some proper money for you. You're looking at some different ideas, doing gig reviews, ticket affiliation schemes, different ideas?
Yeah, I'm looking at, I've been talking today to people who actually sell the software to run the station and Amazon about combining together to give us a margin or every time they sold a download or something like this, so they could hear it on the radio station and get a download from us and get it paid from us. And the other thing that I'm looking at is doing a gig guide, but my music is aimed at vinyl records.
Yeah.
So having the vinyl bands that are now going back out on the road again, putting their gig guide together, rather than going for, say, somebody like the Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah. So again, a slightly different site and coming from it all at a slightly different angle, so interesting site compared to some of the more traditional ones.